Good evening, Miss Mishra.
Good
Welcome.
evening. Thank you so much. Good evening to
We'll
everyone.
just wait for a minute
Yes,
and we'll just let the children in and then we can start.
yes,
Okay?
of course, yes.
Good evening, Miss Mishra. Good evening, children. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, teachers. Welcome to your session. Our girls are here, and I'm sure they're eagerly waiting to hear more about aviation and everything that is to do with it. So, without further wasting further time, you can take over.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, children. I have prepared a few slides to make it very concise and easy for you all to understand. If any time you feel I'm going too slow or too fast, you can always ask me later on and I'll come back to those slides and explain each and everything once again. So without further ado, let's begin the session on aviation. Children, can you see the slide?
Yes, yes,
Am
ma'am.
I audible?
Ma'am.
Am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
loud and
Yes,
clear?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, miss.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Let me first begin by my first slide, which is Let Your Dreams Take Flight. Now, my name is Tanya, and my topic for today is aviation. How many of y'all love to travel? I'm sure a lot of you love to travel and work at the same time. Wouldn't that be exciting? This is what aviation is about. But it is not just about the travel part. It is not just about going to different destinations. It is about working on that flight, working long hours on that flight. And that is what I'm going to cover in the slides that I've prepared for you all. If anytime you feel I'm going too slow or too fast, please let me know. Please correct me. Why aviation? Now, moving on to this slide. The requirements are for a person with confidence, a dynamic, powerful personality, where you're a brand ambassador for that airline that has recruited you. You are going to be traveling to numerous and exotic destinations and fulfilling your dreams while enjoying the salary and perks that come along with it. You become a brand ambassador for that particular airline, right? Here comes to the recruitment process. In order to make a career in aviation industry, you need to be 18 years and above with a 12th class pass. Minimum qualification, children, is a 12th pass. If you have a graduation, it adds on to your CV. It is very, very important. It's very good. However, minimum qualification required is a 12th pass. You need to have interpersonal skills. You need to have a minimum age of 18, which obviously is 12th pass. You become 18 years old, and you have to have fluency in English and Hindi. If you have another language, that is a bonus for your CV. That is a bonus for your resume, right? You should have a valid passport. If you do not have a valid passport till now, it's okay. No worries. Get a valid passport done. It will be very easy for you to apply for the airlines. You should have no visible scars, tattoos, and injuries. If you have any scars or tattoos, please declare to the airline that you'll be recruiting with and let them know that these are the tattoos or these are the scars that you have from before. There should be no surprise to the recruitment agency. Moving on to the on-job training. Now, I have shown you this and you can see what is happening, right? Here it talks about everything that you'll be doing on job, the training, right? You have the safety emergency operations. Now, this is something that you will be learning on job, the training, the safety part of it. Safety is the first and most important thing. Okay, children, safety. How to save those people's lives on board the aircraft. That is your responsibility, right? They will be teaching you all that. How to wear a life jacket, for instance. How, if the plane has to go into water, what do you do then? How do you save those people's lives? That will be your responsibility. Coming forward to the first aid. First aid is, like you can see in the picture, medical emergencies, any sort of medical emergencies. I've had numerous amount of medical emergencies, and touch wood, it has been good. There have been no sort of crew that has collapsed or has shivered out of fright or something, that what is that person going to do. Nothing like that. Everybody works as a team. You're trained and you have to be there for the passenger, for the customer, right? Moving on is cabin services, business and economy. This is all going to be taught to you relevantly speaking in which airline you go for, right? Business class, the training is going to be slightly different than economy. You will be starting off as an economy crew, so you will be taught how to serve alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, food on board the aircraft, the casseroles that you have. Everything will be taught to you in detail. Coming to grooming standards, again, will be taught to you in training, right? You will be learning how to put different sorts of makeup on your face. You learn how to be immaculately dressed for the flight. Grooming standards, I would also like to emphasize, okay, to all of you, is that your uniform that you will be getting from the respective airline that you'll be going for has to be crisp and tidy, and all the time it needs to be in good condition. Okay, children, everything has to be in good condition, right? Here, I would also like to emphasize on your circadian rhythm. Okay, circadian rhythm is something about flying. Also, when you go for these long flights, when you're doing cabin services, you will be going through a lot of these times when you'll be going for long flights, right? So moving to the next slide, here I've emphasized a lot on flying high. Right now, this slide talks about smile is a new uniform. What does that mean? Can you see a particular one common thing which is there in all these ladies whose picture I have put over here, everyone has a smile, right? Which means that that is the most important thing, irrelevant of which airline you go to. Doesn't matter which airline it is, domestic, international, you need to be smiling. You need to have that persona, that dynamic personality that I covered in the previous slide. You need to be dynamic, okay? And that needs to show even if you're having a bad day. You need to represent the airline. You need to have a personality development. That will be taught to you in training. Serving on board the customers, how you're going to do it, okay? And of course, traveling new destinations, why not? You will be traveling to these destinations once you know your work on board the aircraft. Responsible for the safety of passengers, like I covered in the previous slide. Yes, you have to. Now, coming to the makeup regulations, I'm sure that many of y'all are wondering what makeup to wear, how to do it, what not, this, that. The questions are like a lot of questions from a lot of people. Well, I have listed down a few makeup that is mandatory to be worn on the aircraft. Some of them are optional, which I've already put in the brackets, but most of them are mandatory. Now, this is what I have felt with my 9 years of aviation experience, that this is what you have to wear. However, depending on airline to airline, they will tell you and guide you accordingly. But take a note of this. Know that this is what you have to wear, and it's not just looking good, guys. It's not just looking presentable, okay? You need to have your uniform absolutely ironed, pressed. Everything needs to be, to the point, right? Moving on to this slide. This slide is the hierarchy rank of cabin crew. Now, on this slide, what we can see, I'll start with the domestic. You can see cabin crew economy. Now, before you join the aviation industry, you will have to do a training, right? You'll have to go for walk-ins. You'll have to show your CV. Your CV has to be absolutely like spot on, right? It has to be, everything needs to be written properly where you passed out from. If you have done a graduation, then your graduation certificates need to be put in. Everything has to be in line, right? Once you go in for the training of 3 months, approximately 5 or 6 months, depending again on which airline you would like to go for. Talking about domestic, you have to start as a cabin crew in economy. Now, when you start in economy, you would be there for about a year or 2 years, depending on your performance, depending on your number of flying. You'll be promoted to cabin crew in charge, which is a CCIC. That's the short form that they use for cabin crew in charge. There, you'd be operating the entire aircraft, like you'll be on board, and you'll be the boss for that particular flight. Okay, that requires you to have all of the safety first aid that I told you in the previous slide, children. Plus, you will need to look after yourself, the captain, the first officer, and all the passengers. It's a big responsibility. Bigger than that responsibility is the in-flight executive. Now, what is an in-flight executive, children? In-flight executive is a promotion after a cabin crew in charge, right? And that in-flight executive gets to go on the wide body aircraft, the bigger aircrafts, okay, the wider aircrafts. And that in-flight executive gets to travel abroad as well, okay? Domestically, that cabin crew can travel abroad as well, can go to the other destinations as well, not just domestic. In-flight manager, again, is apart from on top of that, again goes over the in-flight executive. Coming to international, same thing, training, economy crew F2, business class crew F1, which is the rank that is given. Then you become a cabin senior, and the topmost position that you can get is the cabin services director, or the CSD for the aircraft. Okay, now how to apply? There are many websites that you can go to, okay, and I have put this as the last slide, but this does not mean that it is the last slide. This is the start of your career, okay? If you're looking at aviation, go to the careers option, select recruitment or job openings, and just apply. Now, I have no idea about the domestic, because of COVID that's happening, but In case if you find anything online, just go to careers and press recruitment. You will find a lot of airlines that are recruiting even now. And if you have any queries, you can email me at gmail.com. You can make a note of it. I have kept it right in the bottom part. You can keep a note of it. And all of this requires a lot of overall performance that they'll be checking on, your general knowledge that they'll be checking on, when you're doing these tests and examinations, when you're doing your, like, DGCA is the Director General of Civil Aviation in India. You will be sitting for exams from them, and you need to really be cent% in your grades, right? So when you do that and when you move ahead, you will know that sky is not the limit. It is home for you all. And that's all I would like to say. I'm open to a lot of communication. So please feel free. Let me know if you have any questions regarding it, and I'll be happy to assist. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Mishra. Girls, you all are all here. If you all have any questions to ask her, Miss Mishra is here and she will be happy to answer. Okay, we have the first question. Miss Mishra, the first question is, which stream do they have to study?
Okay, so you have to, I'm sorry, I did not put this onto the slide, but yes, it is minimum qualification, children. Minimum qualification is class 12, but you have to do geography, okay? Because you'll be going to different places, right? So you need to know a bit about geography. You need to get good grades in geography, and you need to know political science, okay? Even if you're doing maths till 10th is okay, but you need to know the basics of everything, all your subjects, okay? And then you can put it in your CV. Okay, that's all I would like to say. And general knowledge is very important, okay? So please emphasize on general knowledge. Read a lot of news that comes, and then you will be able to go for that interview.
Okay, thank you. Miss Mishra, you can stop sharing the screen, then the children can see you. Yes. Now, girls, if you want to ask a question, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question. And you can keep your videos on, so it will be a nice interactive session so that ma'am can see you and you can see her as well. So there are two more questions in the line. Iram, would you like to ask the question?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Miss, I
evening.
was asked. Miss, I was asking the height. What height should we have?
Very good point, Iram. Thank you for bringing this up. Very, very important point. In domestic, your height should be 158 centimeters. Okay? 158 centimeters would be 5'3", if I'm not wrong. You can check it by a ruler. You can put it on a wall. Check height should be 158 for domestic, and for international, it's 160. Have I
Thank you,
answered your
ma'am.
question, Iram? Okay. You're
Yes.
welcome,
Thank
Iram.
you.
You're welcome.
I think we have another question, which is by Meenakshi. Meenakshi, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Miss, will it be a problem like if we have spectacles or eye power?
Thank you so much for your question, Meenakshi. Very important question again, my dear. Contact lenses is allowed. Okay, contact lenses is allowed, but it should be the clear contact lenses. Spectacles also is allowed, but only in international, not in domestic. Have I answered your question, Meenakshi?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Anybody? Miss Mishra, I have a question.
Yes.
I wanted to know about, like, a normal job takes, we have a 9 to 5 job, and we have fixed timings. What has been the timing being for you for domestic, in your domestic stint as well as international stint?
Well, there is no timing in aviation. You will be going for a flight at say 5 in the morning. You're getting ready at 3:30. Your pickup is at 4:30. you're reaching the airport, you have a flight at 7 and you go and you come back in the evening and you're so tired. So yes, answering your question, there is no fixed time. You have to be flexible about your time. You have to let go of those, sleeping at 9 and waking at 6. No, it doesn't happen here. Though you have 2 or 3 days off in between where you can recoup from your flights. And so, yes, you don't have a fixed timing.
Okay. And if you are doing an international flight
Yes.
and say international, say from India
I
to,
received a question here from,
yes, yes.
I'm
Kushnuma,
sorry, I
Kushnuma, would you
didn't.
like to ask the question? You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Hello.
Good morning,
Kushnuma.
miss.
Hi, Kushnuma.
Hi, ma'am.
Why
Hello.
don't you show your faces,
Yeah,
children?
you're not showing your
Everyone has
face.
kept their video off.
Yes, I want to see everyone's face. Then I can say also this one, like that. I can point. Okay. Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi,
Hi.
ma'am.
Are you Kushnuma?
Ma'am, can you please say me what's the minimum weight required in cabin crew?
Okay, just to answer that very shortly and sweetly, like your voice, the minimum weight is as per your height, darling. Okay, so your height measure, if it's 158, check on Google for 158 centimeter, what should be the weight, then you will know your weight. Okay,
Thank you.
so it's easy like that. Anything else can I help you with? Can I ask you? Answer? Nothing?
Miss, I have a question, miss.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Agnes.
Agnes.
Like,
Hello.
yes, miss. Hello, ma'am. Like,
Hello.
miss, in air hostess, we should have a height of, like, what you told, 150 for domestic.
158 centimeters. Yes.
Yes, miss, for domestic. Then it's necessary for your skin color combination also, like, you have to be white.
No, who said? You don't have
No,
to.
like most of the air hostess where I see in airlines, miss, actually my father is a chef and we used
Okay.
to go to liver for flight and all. So
Really?
I saw, yes, miss. I saw many air hostess. I mean, they were going for flight and all, but they're so fair and so tall.
No,
That's
no.
the question I
It's
asked.
wrong. No, you don't. There's no this thing. We are not, what do you call that? Racist and all over here, okay? Nothing like that. I'll tell you something to just make it little so that you can understand. Where I don't know about domestic so much because I moved to international. But domestic also, I will talk about it, okay? Not like I'm not going to talk. Internationally speaking, you are not just one person who's going to be going up and down the aircraft, right? You'll have to work in a team. Now, that is a multicultural team, my darling. Multicultural. People from all over. They don't look at skin color. They look at the person you are. You're going to be saving lives. Nobody is going to see this after some time. During COVID, you have to wear everything. So everything is covered, right? So no, I will disagree. There's no like you need to be fair, pretty, beautiful. No, anybody can apply, okay? But you need to have a dynamic personality. I told you in the this thing,
In the
right?
beginning.
Slides, dynamic personality. If that personality is in you, then yes. And your height should touch that 212 centimeter. But if you're 158, then go for the interview. If your height reaches 158 centimeter, go for the interview. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Doris. Ma'am, I'm in
Hi,
12th.
Doris.
And ma'am, I wanted to ask how is like your experience like in this field? Like
Okay.
how you are feeling? Could you share some of your experiences with us? Like your
Yes, of
interaction with
course.
the client, like the passengers.
Okay, I will tell you. I have been flying in India since 2011, and I stopped flying in India in 2016. That's like 5 years, right? So when I was here, I dealt with a lot of people from all around, and when I was flying, I was based out of Calcutta, and I was here for about 2 years before I moved to Chennai, which was my last base. And you had to deal with a lot of passengers. You know, they come from all walks of life. You deal with children, you deal with pregnant ladies, you deal with even children who travel alone. You know, some of them are under the age of 16 and they need assistance, so they come under the category, which is the unaccompanied minor. So you need to take care of them, right? The ground staff comes and just hands you the child, and you need to take the child to the seat. You need to be responsible to the parents also, that yes, that your child has traveled on a flight and we have safely brought that child back to that destination from point A to point B. A lot of things that the training teaches you a lot, Doris. The training in general teaches you a lot. You get to they answer all your questions, okay, that you have in the training institute itself. So that makes it very easy for you when you're actually on board the aircraft, faced with situations or faced with people from other nationalities or faced with people from different walks of life.
Ma'am, from where did you do it? Like, is it compulsory to like train in that particular thing?
Okay, so to
From
answer
a
your
particular well-known company, like from a well-known place to like if we get trained from there, then like is it that more chances of us getting into that institute? Like, as in, if we want to go for okay, fine.
no, you can tell me, it's
So
okay.
I think, Doris, what you're
Okay,
trying to
ma'am,
say
I
is,
just
do
want
you need to have training? Is it important to go to
yes,
a
like
training
no,
institute to
for
get trained?
training, I know it is important. Training is important, but I want to know if it's supposed to be from a well-known institute such as Franklin, and then
Okay,
apply for a nice thing. So that's what
thank
And
you.
my question is, does training need to happen? Does one must go to a
A
training
training institute.
institute?
Okay. To answer your question, no requirement to do that. Okay. If you can, it'll be from my experience. I would like to tell you and answer your question, Doris, is that it'll be it'll be better for you to go in through a walk-in. Carry your CV, carry your resume, go to the walk-in center. They will have it. Either your recruitments will happen in Calcutta or any other part in India. Go to that particular place and go for a walk-in instead of going and doing a 6-month aviation or 6-month hospitality. Trust me, all of this is covered in the training itself. If you get hired for Goa is going to spend 3 months or 4 months in dealing with your questions. They're going to answer everything, and you don't have to go to a training institute for that. The airline does it for you.
Okay, so once you get a job, they themselves train
Will
you.
train you, yes. So
Okay.
go in for your walk-in and you do not need to go to a training.
ma'am, just one more last question.
Yes, yes.
Like, like from Calcutta, how did you like become air hostess? As in, like your journey. As in, how did you start it?
Okay. Now this is a very, very it's going to take me some time, but okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you how my journey was. I passed out from the Cambridge School, CIS. And I went for a walk-in. I was 19 years old, and I went for a Jet Airways walk-in before that, but I did not know, nobody was there to guide me. At 10 years ago, I mean, these things were really new, Frankfin and all of this was bubbling, right? So I thought, okay, fine, why not? Kingfisher Training Academy was there, and I enrolled with them. I enrolled for a 6-month course on aviation, but trust me, that was the same thing that was taught to me in the training when I had joined the airline itself. So when I joined Jet Airways in 2010 December, I joined them. I joined Jetlight first. I was doing domestic. Okay, well, there's a question. I'm sorry. Okay. I just got distracted with that. I'm so sorry. So okay, very good question. I'm going
Tanya,
to
Miss, ma'am,
yes.
you can finish your thing and then we'll go back to the
Okay,
questions one by one.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, so coming to that, I was in Jetlight for about 3 years, and then I moved to Jet Airways, and the journey was really Very nice. Okay, I got to travel domestically for 5 years, and after that, I saw a recruitment with Qatar Airways, which was happening in Calcutta. So I gave that a chance. I went. They were having their open day. It's called. You'll get all this information. You know the last page I showed you, right? Everything in the last page in the slides, everything is mentioned. What do you have to do? So there's like this open day. I went there, I gave my interview, and I got selected for Qatar Airways. So my journey has been like from there till now, like throughout. So yes, that is what it's been. Doris, are you there?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes,
You're
ma'am.
welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Okay.
always,
So,
Doris, always has
mhm.
she left or she okay?
No, no,
Doris,
she's there.
always start domestic and then go international, sweetheart. Okay, because for international you need to be 21 years and above, right? So 18 after you finish your school with good grades in your 12th, which is important, then you can go and apply for domestic carriers. Okay, before you step into international because that they take 21 years and above. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
you're welcome, Doris.
So we have one question here. It says, if our height is less than 158, will we get rejected?
Okay, very good question. Very good question. I like to answer these kind of questions. 158 centimeters is what you require. But yes, let me tell you, when I had gone for a Qatar Airways interview, they have a little differently placed than domestic. You know, domestic is a little different and international is different. So when I had gone for Qatar Airways, there was this mark on a wall which says 212, 212 centimeters. You have to touch that in tiptoes. Okay, the reason why you have to do that is because in an emergency situation you need to touch the overhead panel, the overhead bin, to open and close in general for customers on a daily basis. Plus, emergency equipments are kept over there. You need to reach that in case of an emergency, which is why your height requires you to be that much. Right? Anyways, if you're able to touch 212 with on tiptoes without heels, just touch 212, you're good to go. So you can try that at home as well.
Ma'am,
Okay.
I am
Thank.
Sneha and I have a
Yes.
question that is there any restrictions for hair and all? Like, we can't keep short hairs and all like that. Any restrictions like that?
Thank you so much for your question, Sneha. No, there is no restriction for hair. Your hair needs to be neatly tied up in a bun. Okay. If you have short hair, like, are you talking about like boy cut hair? Like, are you talking about hair which is
No,
short? Like,
miss,
just this
just till neck.
till neck is allowed. Till neck, of course, it's allowed. You can have hair till your neck. It needs to be well combed. That's
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes,
ma'am, if
Kushnuma.
for cabin crew for training we will need money or it's free of cost?
thank you. Is this Kushnuma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Kushnuma. No, you have to pay a certain security deposit money. Now, I will not be able to disclose how much it is because it depends from airline to airline, and the airline that I was working with in the past is not there right now, the domestic one. So, yes, you have to pay a security deposit money, but you get that money back after 2 years of your flying, if that makes sense. You get that security deposit money back. So for example, I paid 50,000 rupees, okay, at the time when I joined way back in 2011. But in 2013, when I completed 2 years, like the contract period, they returned the money back to me. So because you fly with them, they pay you back the money. That money they keep as a security deposit. Other than that, you don't have to pay for anything. And also another thing I would like to add is when you're going to apply for these airlines and various websites, make sure it's genuine. Okay, there can be a goer, there can be three other goers, but you will not know which one is genuine. So make sure you read about it on Wikipedia and know that this is the only goer that you want to go for. This is the Indigo that you want to go for, right? Yeah, then
Ma'am,
no, you get your money back.
how
Yes.
we will apply for domestic?
How you'll apply for domestic? First, finish your 12th. Which class are you in?
Class 8.
You're in class 8, so you have 4 years. Huh? Till then, you'll be touching 2 and 2 around. You don't have to do anything. Huh, Kushtuma? You'll go like this, you'll touch 2 and
You
2.
have enough
Same,
time,
same.
don't worry.
We
You'll
have
grow.
you have a lot of time. Yeah, yeah. You have a lot of time, sweetheart.
Okay, miss.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
I was asking that after 18 or 19 we can try for aviation.
Yes, you have to have minimum class 12 qualification.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Domestic, but not international.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Hello. Hi, Meenakshi.
Hello. Ma'am, like if we have certain sort of skin problems, like if we get a lot of pimples for which we can't put a lot of makeup, so will it be a problem? Like we get pimples very frequently. So
It depends on no, it depends where you have the pimple. If it's on your forehead, for instance, you need to declare it to the airline, Meenakshi. Am I making sense? You need to
yes,
tell
miss.
the airline when you're going for the interview. Like, supposing you've gone for an open day, they are doing your grooming check and everything. They suddenly spot pimples on your forehead. You tell them that, ma'am, I would like to bring to your attention that I have these pimples on my face and I'm doing something about it. Meenakshi, very important. And to the rest of the children also. If you have pimples, make sure that you tell them what you're doing to cure it. Okay, tell them I'm taking some ointment, I'm going to doctor, something that that they know themselves that okay, you are doing something to take care of it. Even if it doesn't go, don't have to tell them that. Say that you're trying to remove it.
Okay. Dilkash had asked, Miss Domestic can be age 17 plus? No, I think minimum is 18, as
You
you
need to
mentioned.
complete your 18th birthday. 18th
Okay.
birthday, you have to complete. Birth certificate is
Okay.
important. Okay.
Bidisha had asked that if you can give them a little tips on the CV. What should a CV look like for applying for cabin crew?
These girls, I tell you, they have such
They're
amazing questions.
amazing questions. We
Wow,
have
wow,
a
wow.
very good bunch of children with us.
Very nice. I love answering these kind of questions. Okay, so CV, make it very crisp and short, children. Make it very crisp, very up to the point. If you have not completed your graduation, okay, I would like to emphasize on that. If you have not completed your graduation, if you're going right after class 12, make sure that your 11 and 12 grades are like 80, 85 above, okay? This will be your only light that will show on your CV. Why? Because if you have a graduation, they will look at the last certificate, right? So make sure your 10 plus 2 is excellent, okay? Write down your hobbies. What do you like doing in your free time, okay? And make a section for your hobbies. Also, emphasize a lot about, like I had mentioned in the slide, if you were paying attention, emphasize about how you are going to change the airline as a person. How dynamic are you? Do you have interpersonal skills? Write about your interpersonal skills. If you need any assistance about interpersonal skills, go on YouTube. There are lots of videos on interpersonal skills, how to develop interpersonal skills. Some of you all will not be able to get it from each other, like friends. You have to read and see these videos, and they'll really come handy, not just for aviation, but later in life as well. Yeah, there are a lot of videos on interpersonal skills, how to be dynamic, how to be confident, how to talk. You need to be a people person. Why are they hiring you? They are hiring you because they know that you will be able to comfort a person. Say, for example, a mother with infant, right? A mother is traveling with a small baby. You cannot look like, oh, now I'm scared, like I don't know how to hold a baby, how to assist. No, you need to be there for the baby. They need to see that you have that pleasing, appealing personality, and that goes a long way. So yeah, preparing a CV, lot very simple. Make it crisp. Do not keep a lot of things like this. Keep it short. Keep it crisp. People want to just go through fast, right? So keep it short. Keep it crisp, and talk. Explain about yourself in the interview. That is more important than having a CV, and a good photograph as well. Yeah,
Yes.
you will need to take a good photograph as well.
I
One
think all our children know how to take very good selfies.
Yes,
I'm pretty
yes.
sure. But
Full body and a studio. You have to go to a proper studio and get a photo done for that. Okay.
there's another question here. What is the retirement age for aviation? Is there a retirement age?
I can't believe these children are giving me these questions. Wow. I'm
And
very
there is another person saying, ma'am, why do looks matter so much in aviation? The weight and height is understandable. It's regarding the flight works, but why looks? I don't
Very good
think.
question, but I don't think it's all looks. Like I had told Minakshi, I think I don't remember who had asked me a similar question. Like you need to something
Hmm.
about, you know,
Skin,
no,
skin
you
color.
about skin. Yeah, no, you don't need to. You don't need to see. Very importantly, I would like to tell you, children, because you're moving out of school, you're going to go to a platform and dealing with a lot of people. Trust me, after a certain age, looks just takes a backseat. It's not about the looks. What you see in the the posters and banners that they have, these girls who are really pretty and they're taking a little stroller, is not. I have seen it. I can tell you from experience, it's about your dynamic personality. The way you speak is number one. Okay, the way you can deal with any age group doesn't matter. You need to know how to deal with an infant to dealing with an adult. Okay, from the age of 9 to 90, let's put it that way. That is what they're looking at. Okay, people, person.
All right. So I think a lot of questions have been answered. Children, is there anything else that you would like to know? How many languages we should know?
Excuse,
Oh,
yes,
very good
miss. How
question,
many
Iram.
languages? Yes, miss.
Iram, very good question. I read it before it went off. So, very good question. Yes, you need to know languages. See, you know Hindi, you know English, you know Bengali. You're good to go. But just learn another language. If you want to apply for a Middle Eastern airline, it there's no, I mean, you're in your free time now, just pick up any other language, pick up Spanish, pick up German, pick up French, or pick up Arabic, because if you're going to a Middle Eastern country, they'll look at that in your CV and they'll be like, yes, she can deal with the sheikhs and sheikhas on board, like the people who are there, the royal dignitaries when they travel with us. It just adds to your CV. Another language is a bonus. I have already mentioned that in a slide. Another language is a big, big bonus.
Oh, yes. Back to the
Thank you,
question,
ma'am.
how long can they continue with the job or retirement age? What is the age up to which you can
They are
do?
so young and they're already looking at retirement age. Like, oh God. Oh my God. I wish I had all of you in my class, when I was in school like 15 years back. This is crazy. Okay, let me answer that one first and then I'll take this one that has just popped on the screen. Um, Retirement age, there is nothing like that, honestly. If you can go on till 45, look presentable, fit in that uniform, not become obese, because after eating all those casseroles on board, when you're eating and you're not sleeping on time, you're waking up erratic hours here and there, you tend to put on weight and then you can't fit into that jacket. So that's when they might tell you that, okay, they will tell you that this is your retirement. You don't have a retirement age. You can go on flying till about 45. Outer age limit is 50. International is 50. Domestic should be the same. Should be the same.
Okay.
Excuse
And
me, miss.
sometimes does burnout happen before that?
Burnouts?
As in, sometimes you get, if there are so many flights and so many hours of flying, is there uh,
You even, yeah,
chances where you would want to,
just
where
pass
one
on.
would want to kind of take a break? How far, how early does that happen?
You can take a break anytime after you've joined aviation. Okay. But make sure that you have done at least 2 years or 3 years. You've been promoted to the hierarchy that I showed on the
Mm-hmm.
grid, right? Once you've been promoted, you know that, okay, now I stand here, right? So I can take a break, probably look at other ventures, probably look at other airlines. If you're in
Okay.
domestic, you can move to international. So, yes, of course, why not?
Okay.
You should always take a break after you've reached a
Okay.
promotion level.
Okay.
Miss,
So
I
we
have a
have another question, Shantini. Yes.
miss. Good evening, miss.
Good
I want
evening.
to know that if we have black spots on our faces, so will the airlines won't be for us? Will we have problems for that?
Thank you so much for your questions, Anthony. Um, yes and no. Depends on how big the black spot is. Depends if it's on which part of your face it is. If it's on your hand, you need to wear a uniform and your blouse is till here. Okay, till right one finger above your elbow is your blouse. Okay, some airlines it's a full sleeve, but most airlines it's still here. If the black spot is anywhere here and you feel that it's a small black spot, it's not that black or it's brownish, you can put foundation. You know, the makeup, the side I had told you guys about. Foundation is something that you can rub over here and make sure that it's not visible. But if it's still visible, then there can be a problem. But if it's a small black spot, it's okay. Depends on where you are, like I said, where it is. And if it's on your face, if you can conceal it properly, then you're good to go for that.
Thank you, Miss.
You're most welcome. You have such a pretty voice. I wish
And
I
we
could
have a
see
very
more.
nice question at the end. Ma'am, I've heard that after you get married, you have to leave the job. Is it so?
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. Who was this question by? I can thank that person.
Vandana.
Vandana, thank you so much for the question. Very, very important question. Yes, it's your choice. That's all I would like to say. It's your choice um, if you want to leave your job after you've gotten married. But many airlines, like the airline that I am in, the airline that I was for, they both allowed cabin crew to be married and yeah, to fly. But once you have a baby, that's when you need to wait. They give you maternity leave and you need to not fly for that time, but they give you that 1 year of working on the ground in the HR area or in the welfare department. There are other departments where you can work for. But no, if you're married, you can still fly. But if you're married, you need to tell the company that yes, I'm married and this is my marriage certificate. And why do you have to tell them that you're married? Because you have tickets for your husband, okay, when you fly. So sometimes what girls do when they join, they don't tell that they are married and they ask for the company to give tickets for their husband. Now how will the company give? They need to see some valid documentation. So if you're married from before, you tell. And in the company you can get married, but you just have to keep the company in the loop. That's it. Yes, of course you can fly after that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Tanya.
Thank you so
If
much.
there, we'll take one last question. If
Yes.
anybody wants to ask one last question, and then we
Ma'am, I
can.
want to ask a question that I
Yes,
have heard
Shomita.
that after the air hostess getting married and showing their matrimonial certificates also, the air hostess can't be pregnant. After the age of 50, when they are getting retired, till then they cannot be pregnant, but
No,
they
no,
can
no.
be married.
No, no, wrong information. Is this Shomita?
Yes,
Shomita, hi, darling. No, 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 I have not heard something like this. Oh my God, no, no, you can. Of course, that's your life. Your company, your job is on one side, your personal life is always on one side. Yes, of course, you can get pregnant. But like I told you, you have to keep the company that you're working with, the airline that you are with, you need to keep them in the loop. Tell them that this is how much time I need. They'll give you leaves. They'll give you leaves. But you need to be unmarried. If you're having children from before, it's okay. If you have children from before, you need to tell them also. Like I told you, you have to tell them everything. Okay? Even if you're planning to get married and have a baby, you need to tell the company everything. Did I answer your
Yes.
question, Shomita?
yes, ma'am. Thank
Shomita,
you.
yeah. Sorry if I got your name wrong. What holiday?
Angel is
I didn't
saying.
hear that. Okay, what?
Angel
Yes,
is
if we
saying.
need volunteers, like we need for something, or in something has happened in a house, so
What is it, Iram? Can you just repeat?
ma'am, if we need holidays, like if some function is there at our home or some emergency case is there in our home, so
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question, Iram. Can you please rephrase for me?
but I was saying that if we need holidays, if like any function is there at our home or any emergency case happen in our home, so we can get holidays.
To go back and visit and see what's happening in your home? Of course you can. Of course, they give you leaves. They give you leaves. Yes, you need to apply for leaves. They need to see the seriousness of your situation. If there's somebody in your house who is not well, yes, you tell them. You email the company when you're working for the company. You email, and then they will be able to tell you that yes, you can go on management leave. It's something called management leave, and you can take those management leaves and join the work back. at your whenever you finish. But you need to tell them that I need this much time. They give you leaves, of course. They give you leaves. All airlines, domestic, international, irrespective. Leaves is your right. You get them.
Okay, the last question for the evening, Miss. If we have a tendency of getting air sickness, will we still get the job?
I'm so sorry. This is the first time I'm going to say no to all the questions that have been given. I've almost said yes to all. But yes, this is a no. If you are airsick, if you have motion sickness, this job is not for you. I'm so sorry to say that to you now, because you'll be able to choose your career. So choose by knowing everything from before, right? So that you'll know what you're doing. No, you cannot have motion sickness when you fly. I'll give you a small example. I had a friend who joined with me, and she did not know that she was airsick, or she had motion sickness, and she went on board the aircraft, and as soon as it was her first flight, as soon as the flight took off, she started throwing up in the toilet. And you can imagine what happened to her. She could not work, she could not do anything on the flight. She came back to the destination and she was asked to leave her job. So imagine, after doing all the training, after completing the exams, and then you get to know that this is not meant for you. So it's heartbreaking, right? So I'm just not trying to put you down or anything, but air sickness, no, I would say not. Medicines also will not work when you are flying at such a height of 36,000 feet, and you're having problem with your body. You won't be able to save other people's lives, will you? So no, air sickness is not. Sorry.
But is there any specific reason for which we get this air sickness things?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase? I couldn't hear you clearly.
It's like, why do we get the air sickness?
Because your body is not used to flying at such height. When you go up the mountains, we are all in Calcutta now. When we go up the mountains to Gangtok, Sikkim, that side, when the car is going up, don't you feel like you want to throw up, because your body is not used to being on a high platform, on a high level. When actually you're flying at that level, your body tends to feel there's a problem that happens in the ear. Actually, it's something to do with the ear. The liquid in your ear is not balanced, hence you start feeling sick and you throw up. For a passenger, it's completely fine, okay, to have air sickness. You have medicines on board, you have a first aid kit to give to that passenger and he'll revive. But for you, no, you need to not have air sickness.
Okay. So,
Okay.
thank you, children, for all the lovely questions.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Miss Tanya Mishra. I think it was very informative, and our children will get some kind of direction
Yes.
as to how to go about it. But yes, I think to round it off, it is important what I think came from what Miss Mishra said, that you have to have a good interpersonal skill, a dynamic personality, passionate about what you're doing. I think the if you have these three things, what weight, height, everything can be managed, and you don't have to worry about how fair you are, how dark you are. But yes, you have to be confident. So thank you so much, Tanya. We are so lucky to
Thank
have you with us and become a part of our Loreto Convent and Tally family. We're sending you lots of love and blessings from our principal, our teachers, and all our students. We
Thank you.
look
Thank you.
forward to many more sessions, hopefully,
Of course. Thank you so much.
and maybe the children will reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, children. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you so much for listening to me. And I hope you make a career out of this. And trust me, I have been a part of it for 9 years. It has been the best. I couldn't have been in a better platform than I am in today. So if you are choosing this, do it, love it, and it will never let you down. It will only outshine your personality. What you're born with is your personality. You will get another personality when you join the aviation industry. Thank you so much for having me here.
Lovely. Thank you, children. Thank
Good
you,
evening.
Tanya.
Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Children, you all can leave the
Thank you,
meeting.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you,